A very warm welcome to each one of you present here. So I'll be discussing about forms of information communication today. My enrollment number is 2100095894. So let's know what exactly information communication is. It's vital to understand that communication is the key to the success of any organization. Furthermore, the individuals are able to enrich their lives when they augment their communication skills. Very true that everything rely on communication nowadays. So there are two basic forms of communications. One is internal and another is external. So internal communication takes place within the organization among the people of the same organization, discussing ideas among them, exchanging the roles and job duties, telling about it, and talking about external communication. In like it involves talking to somebody out of the organization. As in, I have a company and I have to think about customer satisfaction, so I need to talk to them. So that process is known as external communication. That productivity and profitability. Then talking about its types, the first is formal type of communication. Formal types of communication, official communication. This type of communication is conducted through the predetermined channel. Here predetermined say means that there is a way, there is a channel that yes, head of the organization will talk to this and then this should pass to others in that way. So there is a fixed hierarchy for all the things, and here we expect to talk formally only. Formally includes we have to use madam, we have to wish particularly. So all these things basically comes under formal type of communication. It includes employers, supervisors, colleagues, clients. Formal communication forms the core of professional lives of the individuals. Then coming to the next type, it is informal type of communication. So informal type of communication, we basically use it among friends or sometimes like among colleagues as well when they become, of course, our friends. So information communication is put into operation within the organization among colleagues as well as among superiors and subordinates. This type of communication is also known as unofficial. The word of mouth information is regarded as primary characteristic of this type of communication, and it is spontaneous and free flowing. So I find it's one of its disadvantages this only, that when we talk spontaneously or free flowingly among colleagues, so sometimes things that can might hurt to somebody can also come out of our mouth. So I feel it is somewhere its disadvantage. So next is oral communication. Oral communication takes place face to face and regarded as most common and recognized type. It means talking face to face with somebody. When individuals are communicating with each other face to face, they aim that through words they are able to express directly to others their thoughts, their views, their feelings, and this communication can be formal as well as informal. So there is no fixed parameter for oral communication. It can take place among family members, friends, relatives, community members. So it includes talking to the people. If we have few things in our mind that we need to tell to somebody, so we need to express it. So it is as per the face to face communication. And via face to face communication, our few emotions are there on our face. If we are angry, frustrated, so it all gets to be shown on our face itself. Then next is oral communication from distance. Yes, from distance also oral communication can be done, and for that there we can use mobile phones, video calls, and fortunately or unfortunately, this COVID times has enhanced our knowledge skills. Like now, we get to know about Zoom, Gmeet, and many other platforms via which oral communication can be done by being even in distance. So next is written communication. Written communication is the type of communication that takes place in a written form. So the document which is there in a written form is supposed to be the most powerful one. It is being said that email is a document. Either somebody acknowledges your mail or not, but if you have sent it from your end, it's a document. So even in the mail, we do not think of the acknowledgement. If you have sent it, mail is a document. So written communication is very powerful. Written communications are letters, notices, emails, messages, advertisements, and so forth. Information is lengthy and comprised of images, pictures, charts, graphs, statistical data. If we see the content that is only written, so sometimes we get bored of it. But if it includes images, pictures, charts, graphs, and all, so it enhances the thing. So it makes our mind to be more interested in that thing. So, in such cases, written communication is regarded as one of the indispensable ways of imparting information. When the individuals are to send to documents and reports, then they simply get them scanned and sent to the mail. So, yes, email is one of the very important and powerful way of written communication. Then comes non-verbal type of communication. Non-verbal type of communication is more subtle. It takes place in daily lives of the individual as well as within the organization structures. In the implementation of this form of communication, there are a number of factors that need to be taken out. So, non-verbal communication means we are not going to speak. The other person or the people those are around us are only going to understand what we need to express through our facial expressions, our gestures, our body language, eye contact, touch, space, the way we walk, the way we wear, the way we present ourselves. Using gesture can really be very what to say, that it can be cherry on the cake actually for the people those hesitate. So while presenting, if you use gestures, you use your hands, it shows that you are more confident. So these all things are very important. Even without speaking, non-verbal proves that even without speaking, we are expressing ourselves. We are gestures, body language, eye contact, touch, the way we look at each other, the way one looks, listens, moves. So it all includes under non-verbal type of communication. For example, if I take it, so if somebody comes to me in library and they want to document or they want something, if my face, like my approach should be friendly, I should not to be friend, but my approach should be friendly, that they feel enough comfortable to come to me and to ask and to get their queries resolved. Then comes the feedback communication. Feedback actually, like it focuses on improvement basically. Why do we take feedback? Is the services we are providing to you, are you enough satisfied with it? If yes, that means we are working good enough, we are moving smoothly with it. But if not, so what are the parts? What are the parts actually we need to work on? Where do we need improvement? So we need to focus on it, because user satisfaction is of utmost importance. Then visual communication, it is via television, radio programs. Yes, when we watch things, it is also kind of communication. While swiping our Instagram, while viewing the, there are advertisements that come in our mail, right? We need to open that and then we need to delete it. It doesn't get deleted like that. So it is visual communication. We are not talking, but we are getting or we are catching the ideas they are showing via television, via Instagram, via emails, via Facebook, or nowadays there are advertisements on Google as well. So that is visual communication. That is a form of e-India only, digital marketing only actually. So then comes active listening. Yes, listening is very important. If somebody is presenting something or speaking about something, so you're supposed to listen to them first and then put your questions forward. In some cases, it happens that even the user, the students, or somebody who gets that yes, let's know about or ask about it. So you need to fix some criteria if it's in library, that yes, first teach to your user everything, so that for each and every small particular thing they need not to come to you. So listening is very important. You need to listen first and then think about it and then ask questions. Then communication through sign languages. Communication through sign languages is for the special population of our country, the hearing imparted people, the deaf people. So for them, we have sign languages. There are total 300 types of sign languages for the people. Those are having hearing impairments. So these are really good for them. Then through facial expressions, our facial expressions express what is there behind the mask also. Like even if we are wearing our mask, our eye shows what is there. If we are happy, if we are angry, if we are it's not just about facial expressions. So with include the types of communication important within the course, each was important. Please keep to ask. Thank you.